Hey, welcome to the show today, September 19th, 2017. Many of you have maybe remembered the Save Film campaign started by Cameraventures that lasted for a few months. And after all these months, they have organized a live stream this Friday, the 22nd, I think it is, where they're going to talk about the results. Japan Camera Hunter, Bellamy Hunt will be there, Emulsive will be there, and they're going to be sharing some of the data they've received of where to repair your cameras, where to buy film, where to get it developed, and so on. So if you're interested on the results, they will not only be live streamed at that time, which I'll share the times on the video. It'll also end up being an app for your phone. There'll be information on their website and so on. So Cameraventures is keeping things neat and tidy for us film users. I think it's good that they're doing this, and if you want to help them, I'll leave the link not only to the event but to the campaign because they're still taking submissions. Okay, so last week I was talking about something was going on with Polaroid and with Impossible. Well, we finally have the result. Everyone's probably already heard about it, but Impossible Film has basically finished their commitment of making film again, or instant film again. That's why Impossible was named Impossible Project. And that's why when they managed to buy the Polaroid name and start Polaroid Originals, they've canceled Impossible Project. That name is no longer active on their websites or social media. And now it's Polaroid Originals. So their products are new emulsion. There's also a new one-step camera. I have the links below for you guys. The camera's priced at $99. It's a very good price for a new instant film camera. It's based on the i1 model, but it's now a little easier. It doesn't use, I think, any phone application to use. It does use internal batteries, so it uses the I-type film. The film has gone down in price. It's a new emulsion. There's a new black and white and new color, which has also gone into the 600 film. And I think the SX70, I don't know if it still has gone all the way to the 8x10 and other formats, but as soon as I know, I will let you know. Also now we have a bit of a teaser from the new owners of Yashica. The website's yashica.com, and if you go there, you'll see like a video where a lady's using a Yashica Electro, and it's all about like what will we come back with. So far all they've come is with a clip-on for your phone, but you never know. If there's enough interest, maybe they'll try to bring some kind of new camera or film camera or hybrid camera to the market. So I'm just gonna put it there. You guys can check it out, decide for yourselves. They do sell a phone lens or something like that, which is not the kind of news I would give here, but it still is at least an old name. It has new owners, and you never know. We're going to have to keep an eye on Yashica and see what could be happening there. Also, as I have said multiple times, Kodak announced Ektachrome that would be coming back the last quarter or the third to fourth quarter of 2017. We are almost there, and I had already kind of guessed that we might see it like December 31st because it looks like there's no news, and when there's no news, it means they're working on it, but it's going slow. And this same week, we've had some social media interaction with Kodak saying that the film will be ready at the end of 2017 for marketing purposes and so on, and 2018 it should be in stock. Some people are surprised about how Kodak has dealt with this and how does it work. If you don't know, Kodak, when it went bankrupt, divided itself into multiple little Kodak companies, at least that I know a few, two of them, maybe more. One is the Kodak that makes the film. So Kodak makes film for movies, film for still cameras. And then there's Kodak Alaris, which has taken care of the distribution and sometimes the selling of the photography products. So if you want to buy a can of cinematography film, you're going to probably buy it from Kodak. But if you're buying a Portra 160 in your store, not this Portra, but a different Portra 160, it's going to be coming from Kodak Alaris. So for Kodak Alaris to be able to bring new emulsions, Kodak in Rochester has to be making this film. So when people talk about bringing back Kodachrome or bringing back Aerochrome and stuff like that, if Kodak for cinematography is probably not going to make it, it's very, very hard that Kodak Alaris will convince them for the still photography market. Still photography is still a smaller market than cinematography, and I wouldn't expect that they would change that anytime soon. So just so you guys understand that Kodak is not really just one company anymore. And for Kodak Alaris to sell Ektachrome in 35, they had already decided to make this Ektachrome for their Super 8 and new Super 8 camera, which is by Kodak, not Kodak Alaris. And I think they're going to come out with 16mm and 35mm stock for the Ektachrome for cinema. So yeah, we might see a 120 version if they convince them to cut it in that size. But so far, all we have is Ektachrome in 35 coming at the very end of 2017 and being in your store during 2018. Talking about Kodachrome, Netflix has bought the rights for a movie based on the last days of Kodachrome. They will be talking about, you know, the last lab that did it, which I think it was Dwayne's in the US, and how people had to ship their film before the very, very end of a certain date. So they would throw their film in there and develop it. If not, all we have now with Kodachrome is rolls that can't get developed properly because the chemistry was very complicated. And once they, you know, disarmed the machine and so forth, it wasn't going to be possible. So I guess we'll see a movie on Netflix coming out sometime soon about Kodachrome. Also on the Kickstarter, we have Ferrania, who's been working a lot. I've been hearing them working and doing certain things, but they haven't been public about it yet. Till last week, basically, when I posted the news, they came out with a long due update. I'm leaving the link for the Kickstarter, and I'm leaving a link to their website where they have it in different languages so you can understand it, English, Spanish, and so on. And they're basically saying that they're still working on it, that the main goal is still going to be slide film, that the P30 is progressing well, that they're getting, you know, all these things. If you want to check this out and you're interested in Ferrania's project, I would recommend you read it. It's probably one of the best and most informational posts to the date. Also, just a reminder for those that are into the Lomo Instant Square Kickstarter, there's still around 9 days left. So if you want to try that Fuji Instax Square film, but on a more manual camera, Lomo Instant Square on Kickstarter has fully funded and will be out in the market soon. Also, another movie on Netflix, which I thought would be interesting, is called a movie called Camera Store. And this is a movie about the last days of camera stores selling film, the digital breaking in, I'm guessing with the internet and so forth, and their struggles to keep the traditional business model with the new tendencies. I want to watch it as soon as possible, and I think you guys probably would enjoy it as film friends. Also, Osiris, the brand that came out with a F1 processor that resembles a Jobo Autolab, the ATL 1500 and ATL 1000, which teased about it a year ago, maybe almost two. And then they had a problem. They stopped selling it online and wouldn't ship abroad. This is all made in China. Has now on their website and on their Facebook, there's no news. But on their Instagram account, they're saying that they will give prices through direct message. I haven't written them, but I'm guessing that it's the second version as far as what I read. So if you're interested for a different machine that won't be a Jobo machine, Osiris F1 is kind of back. I can't tell you if it's good or bad, but if you're interested, you might want to check it out. The first version I heard was not up to spec to what you would expect for the price point. Also, one of my subscribers sent me the information about a new developing tank called Artifex tank system. I haven't found it anywhere online. It's only been seen on the Firstcall Photography catalog. Firstcall is a store in the UK. They actually were the ones that kept Jobo goods when Jobo had basically the digital crisis, and they pretty much stopped making most of their machines and so on. Firstcall Photography in the UK kept all of that. So they have this Artifex tank system. It works for 8x10. It's not very cheap. It is around 440 pounds, But if you're interested in different methods to do your 8x10, you might want to check it out. But there's no information, so there's no link below. I've just letting you know it's in Firstcall Photography and not on their website. Also, something you won't find in the website is that Adox is hiring a new chemist. They're looking for young chemists that I guess have an interest in film, but at the end, film is all chemistry. So they are hiring. I'm leaving the link below. I found it on Facebook and it's all in German, so I can't tell you what they're looking for, but chemist and young and German is probably the 3 words you need for this kind of job. Also, another reader, subscriber of the channel wrote me saying that he's being concerned not finding Ilford Positive paper in stock. So what happened with Ilford Positive paper or Harman Positive paper is that paper wasn't being made by Ilford in the UK. That paper was being made by the Ilford in Switzerland that went bankrupt a few years ago. That Ilford was making the Cyberchrome or Ilfordchrome chemistry and paper. They were making the positive paper, and Ilford was collaborating, Ilford in the UK, which is Harman, was collaborating and selling it through their, I guess, network of distribution. Once that Ilford closed, Adox bought that plant, and I'm guessing that, you know, the formula for the positive paper either got, not lost, but, you know, the patents from the old Ilford and the normal Ilford in the UK where we buy HP5 and FP4 didn't get their hands on, or maybe not all the ingredients. So they're working on it. So this reader sent me an answer about this stock problem with Ilford, and Ilford said they're working on it and it will come back. It's not getting discontinued. So if you're one of those Ilford positive paper shooters, just you have to wait. So that's all I can give you. Also, the subscriber didn't want me to give his name or the email, so I'm just gonna tell you guys, and there's no link for that. So yeah, that's it for these news this week. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have any information, send me an email to the email below. See you next week.